Okay, guys, I'm back. Got me a little bit of popcorn, and hopefully I can record about an hour or two. My goal is to get to Act 2, so let's load up a game. I stopped at Foot and Mouth, so let's do that one. Walking inside, I see that there are about as many students here as there were on Tuesday. All the more evident from the almost total silence enveloping the room. As I dropped the books I bought into the return slots in the counter, Yuko, or is it Yuko? I'm gonna say Yuko. Yuko suddenly pops up from behind it, quite startled from the banging they make as they hit the trolley next to her. Sorry Yuko, didn't mean to startle you. No, that's fine. It happens a lot. I'm used to it by now. Can I help you? It's okay, I think I know where everything is. Thanks anyway. I suppose I'll grab another book or two while I'm here. There's not much else to do, and after reading so much during my stay in the hospital, it's become a hard habit to break. I wandered down to the fiction section towards the back of the library, scanning the bookshelves for anything that catches my eye. As I do, I look over to the corner where Hanako has been the last time I was here, not really expecting anything to come of it. Surprisingly, though, she's there, absorbed completely in a very thick book. I decide against intruding on her like last time and get back to finding reading material. After an considerable amount of time spent pursuing the aisles, I finally decided on a couple of books to get in, slide them off the shelf. With a minimum of fuss, I quickly walk over to the counter, check out my books, and pop them into my bag as I walk out. By the time I leave the main building, sunset isn't too far away. A small trickle of students remain, but the majority has left, presumably to their homes and dorms. I guess I need to buy some supplies. I can't live off cafeteria food and eating out for my entire stay here. As I leave for the gate, I make a few loud stretches to try and stave off the tiredness that accumulated over the week. After passing through and rounding one corner though, I see a solitary figure, walking downhill towards a small town below. The color of her hair and tapping of her cane are unmistakable. I quickly walk up to her, which seems to catch her attention without a word needing to be said. Hi, Lily. She takes a moment to place her voice, slightly adjusting her face a bit more towards the source of the voice as she does so. Hi, Sal. Sorry, I gotta lower my headset. Wait a minute, did I? Yeah, never mind. Yep, that's me. She seems to have a good memory for voices. The fact that she's actually remembered is a pleasant surprise. Well, yeah, if you're blind, then I guess you're smelling it. Oh, something's on my screen, sorry. It's so dirty, I have to clean this later. If you're blind, of course your sound and smelling senses would be stronger or better. Good evening, what brings you here? Life. A heart attack. Once again, she gives a small polite bow, and once again I reply in kind before realizing that I don't need to do so. Just going to town. You? My, what a coincidence. Doing the same thing, eh? I usually go shopping on Fridays. She pauses for a moment, suddenly looking a little lost. That said, Hanako usually comes into town with me. Oh, not lost, but worried. The two do seem to keep pretty close tabs on one another. It's kind of surprising that Hanako would just forget Lily about that, like that. I noticed her reading in the library. She's probably just caught up in a book. She lets out a small sigh of relief. Thank you. She has a habit of doing that. Avid reader? Right, she doesn't like being around crowds of people, so reading away from everyone lets her relax a bit. Although she probably didn't intend it, I can't help but grimace as I recall my first meeting with her. Hardly wanted to bring it up, I remained silent as we quietly continued to walk down the quiet road. Wait, what? As I remained silent as we quietly continued to walk down the quiet... That is like so many quiet in a sentence, gosh. Tack, 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 tack. With the road bereft of cars and students of Yamako increasing far behind us, the quiet rustling of the leaves and the measured tapping of Lily's cane against the sidewalk are all that can be heard. It's kind of nice, especially compared to the hustle and bustle of where I used to live. Before I know it, I relaxed so much that I let a loud yawn escape before I can control it. Tired? Yeah, I've been running ragged these past few days. That's an understatement to be sure. Transferring to a different school would be bad enough, but nothing like this. Well, hopefully everything should settle down for you. The festival's got everyone in a spin right now, and you've been popped right in the middle of things. For a moment I hesitated, but given her apparent tolerance for frankness, I decided to give my full thoughts. I guess Yamako's kind of different though. I mean, the formalities surrounding everything, the isolation around it, not to mention the most obvious difference. It's kind of a whole different mindset. I suppose I'll get used to it in time. She gives a matter-of-fact nod, apparently pleased with my answer. It feels almost as if she included me in the flock of students she's shepherding, along with class 3-2 and Hanako. Well, not that I mind though. It's nice to get the thoughts off my chest in any case. Look on the bright side. One could see it as a chance for a new beginning. You could cherish your ability to make new friends. That's optimistic. Nevertheless, it's good to have a positive attitude about such things, I guess. I guess that's a good take on it. Walking on down the road, she seems to be somewhat unsettled. Before I can ask what's on her mind, she seems to collect herself and speaks up about something else. So, where in town were you going? That's actually a pretty good question. I came to buy food, but the layout of the place is totally foreign to me. I'm pretty much freaking lost. I had intended to just wander around and see what I could find, but with sunset already approaching and nightfall not too far away, that's not very wise. I'm going to have to ask her for directions. Again. I was just going to get some food, but now that you mention it, I don't really know the way. Well, now this is quite lucky. I was able to go to the convenience store myself. Looks like I'll be in your care again. Thanks. Together we walk to the store. My pace is carefully slowed to remain beside her. Compared to my usual walking pace, hers is quite a bit slower, not that it's without its reason. After what couldn't be more than several minutes, I catch sight of an objective. This town really is pretty small. Without further ado, we make our way inside with a greeting from the counter. Mind if I tag along? Usually Hanako would help me, but seeing as she's not here... It takes a moment before I realize what she means. Considering she wouldn't be able to read any of the labels, shopping without any help would be a big pain for her. That said, I can't shake the feeling that she had this idea since I said I was coming here. Sure, it'd be my pleasure. I grabbed 2 well-used red baskets, which I never see in stores anymore because baskets are obsolete and only have carts in every store I go to, from the small stack behind the entrance, handing one to Lily. I like how they don't even show her they don't even give her a basket like they just, I don't know. She lays on the ground, putting her school bag in, retracting her cane and sliding it through the basket's handles before picking it up with her right hand. Wait, if she doesn't use a cane... Before I can complete the thought, she comes beside me and pinches the cuff of my uniform in her slender fingers. Is this alright? Well, it kinda is, because you're already holding me. Sure. I have no reason not to accept. I can think of worse things than shopping with a pretty girl holding onto me, even if it's out of necessity. We navigate our way through the store, with not one of those occasional passing customers seen at an eyelid. Considering how close Yamako is, I'm guessing seeing students from there must be entirely normal for the local residents. Is that ramen? It kinda looks like it. As we reach each aisle, I quickly check with Lily and find out what she needs. I grab it along with what I'm looking for and put our items into their respective baskets. I guess it's the same routine she and Hanako follow every Friday. What, did it get wasted with that beer? Right, all this stuff is the bread and that should be my shopping done. Do you need anything else, Lily? No, this should be everything. Off we go then. With a quick... Oh, I need... What time is it? Wait, got a new message. Sorry, guys. Okay. With a quick side trip to the bakery section, we make our way to the register. Oh yeah, I didn't even check the time. There you go. The line, thankfully, is almost non-existent. Lucky. It's not that long before you both paid for our food and out the door. As Lily retrieves her cane and extends it to its full length, I waste a minute looking upwards at the night sky while holding both our bags. It's such a beautiful sight. Too bad she can't see it. For a moment I try to make clouds from my breath, but the summer's heat doesn't seem to cooperate. Eventually she rights herself, taking a quick stretch before taking her bag and leaving me to my two. You tired as well? The festival preparations have been complete chaos. She's even breathing down my neck doesn't help things either. Hey, she's only trying to get everything organized. Better now than later, right? I suppose. I'm going to enjoy relaxing in town tomorrow, that's for certain. I guess for festival preparations must be taking a toll on both of them. We walk out into the quiet street, talking between ourselves as we carry our bags of food and supplies from the store. Hey! You not helping the lady carry her bags? Shit, you ungentleman-like Beyonce. Can't believe this. Wait, what's that? I noticed a very distinctive figure making its way toward us, silhouetted by the street lamps. For a second I think it's another male student from my class, but as he, or should I say she, gets closer, I recognize her quickly. Rin? What are you doing out here so late? Rin? Lily pokes her head, looking like she's trying to focus on listening more keenly. It suddenly comes to me that I should probably interpret the scene for her. It's Rin. Tuzaki, I think, was the last name from our school. She stiffens at the name and gives a complicated-looking expression, something like a forced fusion of a composed smile and a painful cringe. Ah, I understand. I guess Lily knows Rin too. Rin turns to look at us, looking terribly out of it. I'm not entirely sure if she recognizes either of us, or at least she doesn't acknowledge if she does. She looks like a zombie, or a statue. A statue of a zombie. But slowly some symptoms of understanding seems to light in her dark eyes. This is something she must react to. Rin blinks once, very thoroughly. Hello. There's an awkward pause, everyone waiting for someone else to say something. What are you doing here this late? I was wondering about that myself just now. Some people asked that before. I assumed they were wondering the same. I didn't know. They didn't know either. I asked. That's why I'm wondering. So, that was pretty much it. It's a murder mystery without a murder. They were going that way. She turns facing to her right in order to demonstrate the direction of people when asked if they were important, then rotates back like a mechanical puppet in one of those overcomplicated clockworks. For a person who gives an impression of being the quiet type, Rin does use a lot of words to say things that she doesn't need, that don't need a lot to be said. You know, you're one to talk her, Sal. You could have said she talks when she doesn't have to. Man, I'm just saying, yes, Sal, you're a black kettle. I'm sure she's finished. I say nothing. Neither does Lily, who seems equally robbed of words for the time being. I think that both of us are in fact just scared that any response might provoke her to continue. A stupefied lack of reaction doesn't faze Rin at all. She keeps looking at us expectantly, a calm hint of expression on her blank face. She seems to be that kind of person, also always so relaxed. As if bull elephant grade sedatives were flowing in her veins in the place of blood. Do you have amnesia? I don't recall you having anything of the sort, though. No, I don't think it's like that. The other passerbys were probably just worried, though. You do really look lost. You were standing in the middle of the street. Oh, I see. Maybe I should have taken some other kind of pose in that case. I pondered for a while whether I should chase the angle further or give it for the sake of my own sanity. I decided on the latter. It seems that most of the time it's better not to read too deeply into what Rin is babbling about. Talking with Rin is like playing chess with a supercomputer who does seemingly complete random moves, as if to mock everything you know about chess. It's like that except with human interaction. And even if I win, it feels like losing. Damn it, just like Kenji said, even when I win, I lose. Is this the power of the girls of Yamako? I pushed the far aside as if too dangerous to consider further. It's probably just Kenji's anti-female propaganda getting into me during a moment of weakness. Yeah, maybe taking another pose might have worked. So anyway, you have no idea what you're doing here? She frowns, looking extremely displeased at either my question, its consequences, or the answer she's about to give. I do have some idea. I can't really tell what kind of an idea. That sounds like progress, at least. Lily sounds as she's spotted an opening for some kind of discernible normal conversation. I can't say I share her optimism. Yes, there's some. Definitely. The rest will come later. I'm sure of it. I always have reasons. The ensuing silence kills Lily's hopes all too visibly. That didn't last long. Rin, as far as I can tell, unbased as shown to decide what should be done. We could just leave her to her own devices, but what are those? But it's late, and I don't think we'll be getting any thanks if Rin is found standing here in the middle of the night. Which she probably will, unless she manages to remember what she was doing here in the first place. As for me trying to guess what might have been going on in her mind when she decided to embark on this adventure, the chances seem to be on par with winning the lottery. Several times in a row. Lily is oddly quiet too. I appreciate some support from the sidelines here, especially if she's more familiar with Rin than I am. But it can't be helped, it seems her familiarity with Rin is exactly why she's staying subdued. So I assume you were going somewhere, not coming back to school. Any idea where? Her eyes widen in shock as she jolts back in a somewhat artificial way, making it seem like an act rehearsed for situations like this. Are you a mind reader? Is that your disability? How unique. No, what? Why would you think that? You knew what I was doing. It was just an educated guess. We walked the same street in another direction just before to get to the store. If you're going to school, we would have met you on the way. Oh. She looks a little disappointed. Like Kenji, Rin appears quick to jump to completely irrational conclusions. It's called having fun. When did I start recording? I don't remember. Oh my god. Sprite. Oh, almost. Almost choked on a popcorn kernel. Maybe something in the water here. Make a mental note to stock up on soft drinks. You know, this is the second time this week that if someone asked if I was a mind reader. Do I really give off that impression? Ren strokes her shoulders, which is all the answer I get. You know, maybe you should come back with us to the school. Lily interjects just as I'm about to further debunk my alleged mind-reading capabilities. She sounds really concerned, the paper-thin smile on her face badly disguising the fact. Maybe she came to the same conclusion as I did. For everyone's sake, I decided to let the mind-reading topic drop, as it's entirely inane anyway. Yeah, Lily's right. If you can't remember, there's no point staying here. Rin considers this rather simple deduction for a moment, then nods. Okay. We start towards the school again, having wasted way more time than necessary with this episode. Rin walks along the edge of the sidewalk in a rhythmic way, looking like a mix of sleepwalker and rope dancer, while Lily keeps one hand on my shoulder, tapping at the ground with a cane. Tap, step, 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 tap, tap, step, step. Apart from that and the few fragmented beginnings of conversation, it's quiet. A quiet apart from the relaxing one into town at that. So how's the mural going? Oh, you didn't just ask how it was going, that's bad luck. We're going to get bad luck. Never talk about works in progress. I'm sure it'll be wonderful. Bad luck. Tap step, tap step. She doesn't seem to talk about it. Lily's politeness feels out of place for the first time. Step, step, step. Should I be saying step, step, step? No, I'm supposed to be assumed. The hill Yamako rests on top of is surprisingly steep, going uphill. We slow the pace, but I still feel my pulse rising and breathing getting heavier. Almost there, I can see the gates already. More than that though, I noticed that Lily's hand slightly tightens on my shoulder, interpreting as a gesture that she wants to ask something I speak up. Anything wrong, Lily? I resist the urge to say, aside from my traveling companion, but only just. For a moment she seems to debate whether she should bring it up, but goes for it anyway. Is everything alright? Alright, how do you mean? The fact that I can't interpret her incredibly vague question puts her off for a second. It's just you seem unusually tired, I guess. Now that she brings it up, I notice that my breathing is strangely heavy. The uphill walk has really done a job on me. Lily noticed it all too quickly. It's alright. I just need to catch my breath. My condition isn't the best these days. Oh. Is it something that is related to you being transferred here, I mean? She cuts herself rather abruptly, maybe realizing she's been a bit intrusive. Her instincts are sharp though, and while I don't like the subject, it's not like I should lie about it. If it's Lily, I don't think I mind. I'm just a little weak for the time being. Hanako said you look fairly healthy, so I naturally thought. Lily doesn't finish a sentence again, leaving it trail off with a measure of concern. I'm surprised Rin is in interjection saying, it's the problem with his pants. As she furrows her brow, Lily's uncomfortable expression spurs me to say at least something else to ease her feelings. It's surprising she's this flustered considering her straightforward attitude with her own blindness. She must know that I'll share her own comfort about such things. No, it's okay. I have a pretty... I guess the best way to put it would be a messed up heart. Arrhythmia. I had a bad heart attack a while ago because of it and spent most of the spring in a hospital, ended in Yamako on doctor's orders. She silently nods her head in acknowledgement. My answer, though, only seems to make Lily furrow her brow even further. She doesn't seem to quite know how to react, given we don't know each other. I can't really fault her for it, given I had the exact same reaction. While I do want to show her concern, I don't really want to drill either. Don't worry about it. I try to offer a reassuring smile, but then I realize the futility. Without knowing this, Lily smiles at me, reassuring. Man, I can read these words. I just can't read them when I'm recording. She smiles back, but doesn't say anything for reassuring. Maybe I should stop eating popcorn. Arriving at the dorms, Rin stops in front of a mirror as the lightning struck her. She has been quiet for almost all the walk back that I had almost forgotten she was here. It's Friday, isn't it? Yes, Friday, day of June. This is bad. This is bad. Bad? Why? I think I wanted to defeat a position and throw up, possibly in reverse order. Is something wrong? No, nothing's wrong. It's Friday, and nothing's wrong yet. This more is going to need to be finished by Sunday, so everything's alright. Do you have any drugs or a time machine? This is not good. Not good. So she's found her schedule, recalling Shy's exasperation at Rin's carefree attitude several days ago. I don't know what to think. She has left herself open for totally so, unless she can pull off whatever she needs to pull off by Sunday morning. Rin keeps staring at her mirror, looking at her as mortified as she can. Leave me. I'm going to need to work for a while. I glanced at Lily, expecting her to share an incredulous look with me as I roll my eyes, but then I realized she's not the one to do that kind of thing. Leave me. We do, of course, not want to aggravate her any more than she already is. There's a churning bad feeling in my gut. Rin sure has a knack of making people feel worried about her. She seems like a person who should never be left alone. Maybe she called someone. She sounded like she was going to a shock or something. I'm sure she'll be just fine. She's how do you say? Lolly cocks her head a little, trying to find a polite way of calling Rin crazy without calling her crazy. Unique? Yes, a very unique person. I guess you could say that. She giggles at the notion melodiously, nodding in agreement. Okay, I don't know what that. Okay, man, I need to go back. I need to freaking read more books. Damn. We're gonna read a dictionary. Or thesaurus. Sorry about leaving you stranded as you talk to her. I don't really understand her, so I keep my distance. So my guess was right. Lily offers a slight apologetic smile as if she was sorry that her own shortcomings had prevented her from being closer to Rin. I'm not the one to blame her. At all. Lily lets slip a long breath, probably a disguised yawn. I imagine she's as exhausted by all this as I am. I'd better leave now. Introduced to Hanako. Thank you for company, Hasao. She smiles very sweetly at me. It feels different from normal, despite the fact that she seems to be smiling so often. I can't put my finger on it. Something's different. It's just so different. Relax, I say, but that's probably just relief over getting rid of Rin. Maybe. Yeah, good night. Say hi to Hanako for me. I will. Good night. Okay. This seems like a good place to stop it, so I can, finish this popcorn, go downstairs, finish a drink, and, I don't know how long I've been recording. It's been about 14 minutes at least, so time for a good break.